Hello and welcome in, my friends. This is Dreamcrafted Creations and my name is Debbie. I'm also known as Nonna, and today I'm on the other side of my craft room. I'm going to consider this the sewing side of my craft room, and the other side is where I store most of my yarn. There is another sewing machine over there, but I feel like I have the sewing bug. I haven't been down here. It's still a little cold, but Lucy, my little granddaughter, um, has her first birthday coming up this weekend, and her birthday theme is Lucy is one silly goosey. I already made her a little applique sweater, and I will link which video that was so you can see that. But I decided that I wanted to do something else with the theme. So I found through Happy Lab Toys, and I've made several of her dolls, and I really like the patterns. Let's see if I have anything here. I do, and we'll show those at the end. But what I decided I was looking for silly gooses, and these were perfect with the birthday hats. What do you think? So normally on this channel, well, this is a multi-craftural channel, however you say that, because I myself quilt, sew, knit, crochet, weave, embroidery, machine embroidery. I just like to dabble in it all, and I wish sometimes I could be one of those people who just have one focus, but I just love crafting. I've been crafting my whole life, and I'm sharing my crafts with you now. So if that's what you're interested in and you're new here, please subscribe and follow. And if you have been watching me, I thank you so much. I really enjoy talking to people through the comments. So please keep the comments up, and I will definitely chat with you. And yeah, so today is Wednesday. I don't think I'll be able to finish this today. I'm just actually getting started, but I think I'll have some time tomorrow. So this video will be in a few different parts. But this goose, I think, is so cute. So I'm going to do a little sewing today. I'm going to show you my progress. I've picked a white linen for the goose, and I'm thinking for the feet this burnt orangey color for the beak, which is great. There's really only two fabrics, but I do have to make the pantaloons and the collar, which right now I found this pretty floral green, which I might use. Don't hold me to it. And maybe the collar with either this or more of a pink tone. I have not decided yet. I also have a scrap of this Alice in Wonderland polka dots, which I thought might be really pretty because of the birthday. But I have to find something else for the collar that would match with this. So a few things to decide, but that's what I'm going to do today. And like I said, I'll be back with you with my progress. See you soon. So I have my body fabric cut out right here, and I have my beak and legs cut out right here. What I'm going to do though is because this is a linen and it's very see-through, and I want it to wear, because even though these dolls, I don't know, I think they're more of a decoration in the room, but the kids will play with them. So, and for the seams and to make it just more durable, I'm going to put a really light interfacing on. So I'm going to iron that on now, and then I'm going to start tracing out the pattern. So I cut out all the pieces of fabric, and I sewed some interfacing, but when I got to the linen, it's really light and see-through. So even with the interfacing, I feel that I wanted to go with something a little bit more, a heavier weight. So I did find a cotton I have, and I will be using that, and it's just a white. And now I have to cut out all the pattern pieces, and then I will be cutting those up. I mean, drawing them onto the fabric. So see you again. Hi, so I got through the cutting, the turning, and now I am on the stuffing. But I do want to say I went to iron these for some reason, and my iron had some gook on it. So this one's kind of wet, and I'm going to have to wait till this dries. So I'm working on the legs, and I'm stuffing those now. And I'll stuff the little feet. Not sure what you call goose feet, but this is the foot. And then I will sew this on, and I think what happens here is these are going to get sewn, and I will put them onto the body once I stuff the body, and then I will be back. I want to talk about an update on my 12 cast-ons of 2026. And if you're new here about that, you can also, go back in the videos and take a look. I'm just going to kind of show a little update on that today. But I have a busy weekend coming up. And right after here, I'm going to go babysit because one of my daughters is doing a fundraiser for her school, and she's getting ready for that. And I have a nephew who's running the marathon. My son's running the marathon, and that will be on the 20th. So there's fundraisers going on for that. And I also have my granddaughter Lucy's first birthday. So we'll be going to that this weekend. So busy, busy weekend. And I also had a lot of fun making her a silly goosey. I just loved making this toy. If you want to see it up, okay? So this silly goosey has a birthday hat, some bloomers, and a little collar. And she is very simple. She's a Happy Lab toy design, that pattern. And I have a few different of her patterns that I made, and I love them. And I love this goose. What do you think? So I also just ordered a stand from Amazon because this silly goose sits, but it's not staying in the sitting position. Definitely the legs move, but I think this goose is going to be better on a stand. So I have a stand coming. So it bends, but it doesn't sit by itself, and even leaning on something. So I am going to put it on a stand. And I decided to do safety eyes, which I will tell her that, Lucy cannot play with this until she's old enough to know not to bite the eyes off for choking hazards. But you can embroider the eyes on, and that's what the pattern calls for. But I really wanted the safety eyes. And it really, if you like to make dolls or so, really was not that hard. There's a little bit of hand sewing involved because I had to attach the feet hand sewing. I had to do this part here, attach the body to the legs, hand sewing. Oh, there's my little tag. I have little Nonna Made It tags. Can you see that? So I put the tag on. So that's what the goose looks like naked. But I made the bloomers that the pattern comes with, and this little collar, and it was pretty simple. I did get this done in one day, and it probably would have been done in just a few hours, but let me tell you what happened. When I was getting ready to stuff the body, for some reason I went to iron it. I'm not quite sure why, but I had gook on my iron and it got on the white. So I brought it upstairs and I put Dawn on it and cleaned it, and it looked all right, but then there was a few more spots, so I thought, oh, I'll put Resolve. But it was the Resolve from the for the upholstery. And I did rinse it out really well, but I brought it down here to dry. I started working on all the other parts, and all of a sudden I picked up the piece to sew it or to stuff it, and the stitching had dissolved. So I had to cut out a whole nother piece, and thank God I had some more material. So that was a little bit of a holdup. And I've got to get away from the Resolve, because if you have been watching me, I also put some Resolve on my sweater I'm going to show you here, because when I decided to ride my Peloton bike, I thought I was going to, also knit at the same time, but that became a catastrophe, and that's in a previous video too. But anyways, so the Resolve is not something for your crafts, I think, at this point for me, because it's very strong on the delicate materials. But anyways, this is part of Lucy's birthday gift this weekend. She turned 1 yesterday, but the party's Sunday. So that is what I did with my sewing. And I just want to show you, just like a little doll parade, what the other patterns from Happy Lab Toys that I've done. And this might be something you've already seen already if you've been watching me, but I did this autumn doll she has, and I knit a little cap and her sweater and embroidered a little autumn theme. So I had made for the fall, but she does live down here in my craft room. I also, like I said, if you've been watching me from the very beginning, I'm sure you've seen this one too, but this is my Stella the Witch, and she's a Happy Lab toy, and she has her little painted on shoes with some bows, and she also has her broom. So that's Stella. And the other Happy Lab toy is Rosie, and Rosie's for the spring. She was done last year. She has a little Peter Rabbit theme, some flowers in her hair, and yeah. So all my dolls live down here. I've done a few more, but I've given them as gifts, and the other patterns I like to use are called Studio Seren, and I have one left. The others I have given away as gifts for newborn babies. I made a lot of teddy bears, and those were in previous videos, but I do plan on making, I think I'm going to do them bears. I think I'm going to do ballerina bears, but because the girls have recitals, all of them, 6 recitals. And I thought, what a cute gift. I could make them little bears with tutus. But I'm not sure if I'm going to mix it up and make, because I have some of her other patterns, like she has unicorns and bunnies and mice. And I did make a mouse. Well, this is not Studio Seren. Actually, this is a Happy Lab toy again. She has her little pink painted shoes. So I don't have any of the the Studio Seren dolls with me. I just have the Happy Lab toys. I've seemed to hoard them down in my craft room for me. So I'll make some for the kids and they can have some. But that's my doll parade, and Silly Goosey is the latest. So there you have it. I will link her pattern, her name below, Happy Lab Toys. I believe she's on Etsy. She might have her own website as well. If you're a sewer and you're interested in making these dolls, they're really fun. There's just something about dolls I like making. It's just bringing something to life. I love making the little clothes. I love the whole thing. But I do love to knit too. And what I have been knitting is some of my 12 cast-ons. And one of them currently is my Turtle Pearl sock yarn socks. And I have them on, doing them together on a magic loop, and they seem to be coming out very nicely. I did have a little issue with these, like a hole on one of the sides. Most of them I think are okay, but see, here's another one. But that I think I'll just do a stitch inside. And I'm not quite sure how that happened, but it happens. I'm doing the Back to Basics socks, heel flap and gusset, designed by Melinda Mizor of the Rye Flower Knits. That's it right there. If you want to check that out, I believe I got this on the Turtle Pearl website when I was purchasing the yarn. But yeah, so I'm kind of dabbling in different sock designs. This year I did do a vanilla sock, and I ended up going up a needle size only because I'm a very tight knitter, and those came out a little too big. I'm doing these on the size it's called for, which I believe is the US 1. And I believe this fits really good. I did try it on, but I think I might have been a little short on starting the gusset. I believe that's what it's called, right? The gusset. Hold on, let me get to, I think, yeah, the gusset is when it starts getting wider. Well, that's what the chart here says anyways. And then you do a heel turn and the heel flap. So these should be done next week. I'm on the straight leg, however long I want it. And like I said, I am going to babysit in a little bit, and I'm going to bring these because they're mindless and I can do them. So that's one of my 12 cast-ons that I'm working on. Another one of the cast-ons that I did got through substantially was these Louffe mittens. I haven't started the second one, but I did get one done, and those fit pretty good. So the Louffe, well, I think I have it on backwards. Okay. So I have to get the other one done, and that'll be a 12 cast-ons done. But I'm in no hurry. It's actually spring right now here in New England. So that one will be put on hold for a little bit. I decided what I'm going to do is pull out something that seemed spring to me, which is the Milton. And this is one of my 12 cast-ons. And if I can find where I left off, I think I can. I think if I count the number of stitches from what I've written in here, I should be able to. I believe I'm close to dividing for back and fronts, but I'm using the La Biena May yarn, and I love this. It's beautiful, and this pattern is, so it's like every other, the merino and then the mohair. So it will be very light. I think it'll be great for the spring. So I think that's the sweater I'm going to work on now for a sweater. And I'll finish these socks. And at some point, this isn't one of the 12 cast-ons, but I have to finish the other sock that goes to this Easter Bunny sock, which is Charlotte Stone's. So I have to get that finished. And what I have finished is the Junie Bobble blanket, which is back in another video. So that was one. Then I finished this, the Betty cowl. I love this, all the different colors and the color work. If you can see, this was 7 different mini skeins with a white background. So that is one of the 12 cast-ons finished. And my Never Too Late. And if you've been watching, there was a little modeling show going on with this. So but this is my Never Too Late. I wore it a lot in Switzerland. And this is an Irina Shah pattern. And that's done. So 3 finished objects in total, which is the blanket, Never Too Late, and the Betty cowl. I'm working on the Milton. I'm working on a pair of socks. So 3, 4, and hopefully to get this sweater done, we're in April. I hope to get this done by May. That's the hope. So that is where I am at with everything. I don't really have a lot more to talk about. I mean, I do have all these 12 cast-ons back here, but I right now, I'm just going to pick up this one. And if I pick up anything else, I will be sure to let you know. So I have to go. I hope you enjoyed this little clip just to show you where I am at this week. And I hope to see you again soon. So if you enjoy the content, please tap that bell like button, and I hope you subscribe. It really will help me build the channel, and that's what this channel is all about, the fiber art community. So until next time, happy knitting, happy crochet, and happy sewing. Bye.